So it seems the chapter was early, and what do people have to say about this? Well, BS, 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 BS. That's the only thing people have to say about this chapter. What do I have to say? I have to just to say predictable fairy tale moments. Am I happy about this? No, not really. Even as a fanatic fairy tale fan, even I felt that was actually a little bit unreal. And actually, the story felt extremely rushed here. Does that mean it is bad though? No, it does not. Why is it not bad? Because now this is over, at least what we know. So, all in all, it felt a bit rushed. So, the rating is not going to be as high as normal one. Yes, I am talking about Fairy Tale 519. And Elsa charged in the meteor. I thought for sure that would give, you know, Eileen changing moment and then she will charge at the meteor and sacrifice herself. But no, in the end, as I said before, Fairy Tail is not supposed to be a complicated manga. For some, it's just a BS manga, but hey, we cannot do this in real life, can we? If we could do this in real life, the world would have been a much safer place. But no, we can't, so therefore you all complain about all this. But she charges right into the meteor and cuts it in half. Then she charges at Eileen, and when they awakens to enhance her swords, manage to cut Eileen, but she still doesn't fall, but Elsa falls. So yeah, technically, we have seen a lot of mangas where people can crush meteors, and sometimes it's awesome, sometimes it's not. Unfortunately, due to people's reaction here, it did not feel awesome here. But I just said it before and I say it again. It is Ersa, damn it. And it's a fantasy manga. A fantasy manga. It is not meant to be realistic. So either way, as Eileen prepares to cut down Ersa, suddenly Ersa smiles. And so we see the true reason uh, on why Eileen abandoned her. We thought she abandoned her because, well, she couldn't enhance herself into the child. But it seems to be actually, in the end, she just simply fell for a a love for her child. And that is actually the only part of this chapter I liked. Just seeing Eileen breaking down like that. She broke down in insanity. But when we see a Elsa baby, and let me tell you that Elsa child is just so adorable. It's but when we see that and Elsa child laughing, the maternal instincts with Eileen kicked in, and in the end, she just couldn't do it. That's the real reason why she abandoned her. And even though Elsa has been stabbed and much more, she still fights on and does a headbutt on Eileen. So yeah, that's Elsa for you. It's she has now been stabbed in the abdomen, so please do not kill her off. And that final headbutt is the final straw, as Eileen takes the sword of Elsa and decides to end her life, at least what we know. She then confesses, as I said, she wanted to enchant herself into her child, but her maternal instincts kicked in, and seeing that her insanity was reaching a peak, she has decided to abandon the child. And the only reason for that is simply because Elsa's child laughed, and a smile that was very heartwarming. Therefore, in the end, Eileen really did love Elsa. And yes, people are not gonna like this. They're in fact gonna hate it. They're gonna call this the worst chapter they ever read in Fairy Tail, and it's only gonna drop even more reviewers. But hey, that's Fairy Tail for you. But I still stand by what I said. That okay, even I felt the meteor cutting stone may not have been as awesome as I hoped it would. Doesn't mean I will dismiss it. I love when people do unreal things. But the only real thing I loved in this chapter was actually seeing that final flashback. of Eileen and Elsa, and finally Eileen stabbed herself. I mean, I thought she would sacrifice herself for Elsa. It just didn't really occur to me it would be like this. Of course, this is fairy tale, so it's very likely she won't die, but if she dies, that's all fine with me. But to see that final flashback of Eileen and that sadness was actually very emotional, and that was drawn well. But there were some things we just couldn't exactly answer. Eileen said she hated Elsa, but in the end she really did love her. And Elsa had such hate for Eileen even though she has only just met her. Probably because she attacked her guild and she was the reason for Master Makarov's death. Although, what we have seen now, I think it's safe to assume that maybe Makarov is not dead after all. And let me tell you, I really hope he does not go that way, Hiromashima-san. Do not go that way. You have already lost enough readers. You cannot do that too. If you do that, then people are gonna rant so much hate that I'm actually gonna say, can't you direct that against a person that deserve the hate? And I think you all know who I'm talking about. A hint, not a manga artist. So yeah, that's basically this chapter. Just short, could have been sweeter, but at least had some emotional moments. Give me your thoughts if you have anything.